Welcome to Yury Experience, and today I want to talk to you about being able to listen. For most of people, conversations are a big part of life. Obviously not for all of us, and also some of us do enjoy social interactions more and conversations more than others, and some people do prefer to listen and don't really like to talk. Other people do prefer to talk and don't really like to listen. But all of us, we need social interactions with some people in our life. Some more, some less, but we are social creatures. Human beings are social creatures, which is why we cannot really avoid it. We cannot just decide, let's not talk to anybody. Some people can, but they are really a small minority of the whole humanity. But although so many people do enjoy talking to other people because people like social interactions, that doesn't mean that these social interactions are qualitatively good. A lot of conversations that we have with other people don't bring us really any value. Maybe they bring us this satisfaction, oh, we talked with other person. But do they really bring value or not? It literally depends on the conversation, what person and whatnot, and how able are you to listen, actually. And that's what I want to talk about today. How able are you to listen? Can you listen? Like in a big sense, not just really here, literally. And yeah, I hope that is not ableist and whatnot. I didn't know that term until like recently. I will talk about that also at some point, about ableist culture. Anyway, yeah, can you listen? Can you really listen and hear as a person? Here, when I'm talking about listening, when I'm talking about hearing, I don't, as I told you already, I don't really mean being able to get acoustic waves into your ear and being able to process them with our brains. No, that is more to that in this exact case. You need to be able to at least try to understand what your person tried to tell you. Understand the information and also understand why that person tells it to you. Is it important for that person? Being able to listen and to hear is one of the most underappreciated characteristics that are nowadays, because so many people do prefer to talk. They don't really like to listen. Most of the people, not most, that's a lie. A lot of people do like just throw words at other people and don't really listen what they get back. Don't really listen to the response. But being able to listen will provide you a lot of value. And I will talk about connections, about social connections in a moment, but also just by being able to listen, you will get a lot more information than by just listening. I need to explain it, I think. By being able to listen here, I mean that you literally investing yourself. Yes, that's a word. You invest yourself fully, your full attention in the conversation, and you are really listening to each word and each intent and why that person tells you, and you ask questions, and you also try to help person to provide information in such a way that you understand it even better, and you show interest. That is what I mean by listening. Now I have it. Now I have this image. And if you are able to listen to people, they will provide you way more value than they would provide you if you are not being able to do that. Because people do like to talk. Actually, in my personal opinion, most of the people do like to talk, but not all people like to talk to everybody. A lot of people prefer to talk to some specific people whom they trust. And in order to build trust, you need to be able to listen. Not only that, but that helps a lot. What we also need to cover is being able not to talk. I told already about being able to listen, and that includes being able not to talk, being able not to interrupt the person in the story or whatnot, the information flow, and provide this whole freedom of information flow to that person, to other person, to your conversation partner. And maybe even at the end, don't tell your opinion if this opinion is not asked. Don't tell what you are thinking about that if that person is not interested in your opinion. Ask. You can ask, do you really want my response in this case? Or like, do you want just to tell it me? And I will listen to you. I will listen and comprehend the information. I will ask questions. But if you don't need my response in this situation, in this problem, I will not provide it to you. Maybe that was not what is the reasoning behind it. And that actually helps a lot by a lot of conversations. Because a lot of different people, I talked about that briefly during my video about the theories, my confirmed theories. There was a theory, psychological theory about different levels of comprehension of information, like head, logical level, heart, emotional level, and gut, reflex level, like this prehistorical level, if you want. And in a lot of occasions, when people are talking from emotional level, they don't really want your logical response, and they will not be able even to comprehend it. They need emotional response. Maybe, I don't know, take the hand and if you are able to listen, then you will know that that person needs actually emotional support now, and not your logical facts or your logical solution. That is one more reason which will build trust between you and the other person, which will help you to create this connection. If you are able to listen, you understand what that person needs right now, if that person has a problem. And if that person just tries to tell you something, just provides information, maybe something that is interesting to that person, why interrupt the flow? Just let the person create a huge tsunami that will cover you with information. And even if you don't understand it, if you show this appreciation and your personal investment and some kind of interest, if you show it, that person will make that person's opinion about you way better. Because way too often when people are talking about stuff, people are getting interrupted, people don't really listen to them. And if you are not this part of the problem, you become the part of the solution. And people like people who are the part of the solution. Being able to listen is being part of the solution of this problem of people not being able to say their opinion freely or provide information that they're interested in freely. And when I prepared this video, I was actually wanting to talk about people who are not listening to their partners when these partners, or actually friends, doesn't matter, say something about some topic which is really important to them. Like, for example, I love, computer games, and I tell you something about computer games which I find really, really cool, and you interrupt me in the middle and say, you know what, no. That will destroy our connection, maybe not completely destroy, but decrease the quality of it. But also, it will put the mental trigger in my head, and it doesn't only work for me, it works for everybody, pretty much like that. It will put a wall between my interest and outside world. I cannot provide this information for outside world because outside world will not find it interesting. And that's actually a pity. If something what you're really passionate about and your eyes sparkle when you're talking about that, if that part of your life you need to hide from everybody else, I think that's problematic. And not always it is your fault. Maybe it is just fault of people who surround you, who just didn't pay you enough attention when you tried to talk about that. And these people just didn't listen to you. In the small meaning, literally they didn't listen. But also in a big meaning. They didn't comprehend information, they didn't invest in themselves, they didn't acknowledge your information on your problems or whatnot, they just swept it away. And that is a problem of our society nowadays. Also one of the problems. There are a lot of problems, but that is one of them. not being able to listen and maybe sometimes even shut the freaking up and just listen to other person. That is some characteristic or character trait nowadays with which you can conquer the world, you can conquer nations with this lonely characteristic, because people want to talk about so many topics, but they don't have ears. And if you provide them ears, you will learn a lot, and also you will build a lot of connections. At the end of the day, this video is about self-development, and in this part of self-development I encourage you to listen to people. Just sometimes consciously look at person during the conversation, and when you have this urge to say something, decide not to. Just no, I will not tell anything until that person is completely and fully done with the topic. And then I will maybe ask follow-up questions first prior to saying anything from myself. First, understand what that person is actually talking about. What is emotional state? What is the logical state of that person? And first, afterwards, say your personal opinion. But also have good follow-up questions. So have some follow-up questions. So that shows that you actually listened, that you comprehend the information, that you didn't ignore, that you didn't just look with empty eyes on that person. No, you actually listened. I don't know why that is such a magical concept. I can say that I'm a perfect listener myself. I do my best to develop that in me, and a lot of people told me already that I'm not bad at it, which is already a good thing. But I also love to talk myself a lot, which is why things equal each other out. I'm not a person who is really interested in other people. That is part of my character. I like other people, some of them at least, but I'm not really asking a lot, or I'm not really like investing myself in that. But I listen all the time. If you are talking to me about anything, I will listen to you. I will provide you my undivided attention, because you deserve it. In my personal opinion, doesn't matter who you are, you deserve it. And I don't get why people, especially people who are more emotionally connected to other people than I'm just not really an emotional person. Why these people decide not to listen, especially when it is important for their partners, friends or whatnot. Don't be that person because of whom that partner or friend will decide never to share anything with anybody because nobody is interested. Please don't be that person, because I wouldn't say that you destroy other person's life, but you'll make that life way less interesting. And I think it is a good thing to make life of other people better. My personal opinion. Yeah, good luck. I think you know where is the like button. I think you also know where is the comment section. If you have any questions or topic suggestions, you can write them in the comments below. Except for that, if you want to watch more videos about social topics, self-development, my development, and development of the channel, subscribe to the channel. Sorry, everything is turned to my head. Anyway, yeah, and I see you on Monday. Yeah.